guys, Jonah here, back with another beer review, and this one is a special one. This beer has, yeah, it's weird. It's cropped up at so many different places over the last few years, and it's one of the beers that they serve literally just across the road at my local pub, and it's there reasonably often. And if you see the beginning of this video, right at the beginning, when it shows the John's beer reviews, I am actually holding a pint of this very beer, but I've not had it from the bottle before. We are, of course, talking about the Titanic Plum Porter. Look at that. And this, the actual pump clip looks very much like this, although it's like sort of that way round. It looks very much the same. It is a 4.9% porter, obviously a dark beer. But look at the bottle. It's absolutely fantastic. We've got a neck chief on there, which I always like to see. That is quite nice, contemporary, all sorts of weird stuff. And if I get it the right way round, Titanic Brewery, it says on the actual cap. It was in focus and then it went out of focus again. Oh, damn it. There we go. Even got it on there, which is really, really nice to see. This is a fantastic beer. We will look here, and it gives you a bit of a legend there. If you had suggested that our best-selling and multi-award-winning beer would be a dark, fruit-flavoured 4.9% ABV 3 years ago, we would have said, "You're mad!" Well, I am mad. That was before our brewers really understood the dark and fruity stuff. Look, Titanic Brewery are in a place called Burslem, which is basically Stoke. Well, it's north of Stoke, which is on the M6 if you go down that side of the country. And it says it's a well-rounded porter with fruity sweet notes over a backdrop of hoppy flavour, deep red in colour, surprisingly even easy drinking. Deep red colour, plum and raisin on the nose with a bit of fruit. On the taste, it's obviously got plums, really soft, vanilla, and water, barley. We've got some wheat in there, wheat malt, hops, and natural plum flavouring, which I can only say is probably plums, which is weird. And it even tells you what the malts and hops are. It's got Maris Otter, Pearl, Weak and Dark Crystal. The hops are Pilgrim, Hercules, Goldings, and Celia. Really good information. It shows that people can actually put information. Some breweries are scared about telling you anything about the beer. These guys, not at all. Absolutely fantastic beer. Yeah, I don't like talking about it, but I will be talking about it a bit later on in the month. But 2019, I went, I think it was 2019. Yeah, 2019, possibly 2018. I'll have to double check. I went with my good bud, my best bud, Jim, over to the Canberra Beer Festival. We actually drank this beer, and he's no longer with us, although it's his birthday at the end of the month, 25th of March. I'll never forget. And the other link is, well, obviously they serve it in the pub across the road, which is ridiculous. But my good buddies Stephen and Greg, they used to drink this all the time over in Canterbury in the Butter Market, which is right opposite the main entrance to the Canterbury Cathedral. It's a tourist trap, but if you go in there, you can usually, there's more seats inside than there are outside, which is ridiculous. But anyway, it is what it is. The Plum Porter. Wow, I'm 5 minutes in and I haven't even opened it yet. But this deserves some reverence. There are some other plum porters around. Weirdly, Aldi have started doing one, I'm led to believe. But my friends, dear viewer, do not buy the Aldi one. It is absolutely shit. I've not even tried it myself, but everyone that's tried it has basically said it is doggy doo-doos, because it's artificial flavouring. Whereas this, apparently, is natural flavouring. And it makes a huge difference. Right, I was making a bit of a meal out of getting that bad boy out. A little bit of smokage as well, purely because I didn't want to destroy the top too much. Look, I managed to get that bad boy off without denting it. Reverence, I told you that already, didn't I? Lovely, lovely stuff. As it is the month of March, porters and stouts gearing up for Friday, which, as though you didn't know, dear viewer, you like beer as much as me. Friday is St. Patrick's Day, and that means everyone and their son is going to be drinking the Guinness. And what's the best way to drink a Guinness? Out of a straight-sided pint glass like that bad boy. Look at that, absolutely brilliant. Now, I should have actually, I've got my phone with me. I need to start doing this. I used to do this before, but I never carry a a torch with me. So let me see if I can get the old torch on. On my phone, it's not going to do it because it's playing silly buggers. Oh well, I'm not worried. Anyway, see if I remember. But this is definitely, look at the bottom here. It's deep copper colour. Indeed. Very, very interesting. Ooh. And it is a lovely fruity. I mean, I know it's plum. It says plum on the side, but it's that fruity kind of dark fruit, red fruit on the nose. And sweet as well. It's definitely a bit of sweetness. I have had a terrible day, the day from hell almost. So I'm really looking forward to this. Oh, I didn't do a couple of things. So I didn't do a head check, but there's hardly any. And let me get a nice picture. Oh, while we're talking about pictures, you might have seen that I changed the picture right at the beginning. I've got the one holding the plum porter, but the next picture was me and Stephen. It's not Grieg. That other chap was Dale, so he's in the video as well for about 2 seconds. Anyway, cheers to you guys, and cheers to Grieg as well, even though he's not on the thing. I don't have a photo with him, I don't think. Anyway, cheers and beers, guys. Let's see what we get. Now, the first thing I notice here is obviously it's in a bottle. I'm not 100% sure. I don't think it says. I don't think it's bottled condition, because if you look at the bottom, there's not stuff floating in there. However, it's got quite a good amount of carbonation, and that carbonation hits you first. Then there is kind of a little bit of a sour note, but a sour fruit note, which is nice. Oh, really, really nice. The other thing is, this bottled version of the beer is available from supermarket chain Sainsbury's in the UK. Look at that. We have got some sort of tide lines. They're falling down the glass, which is interesting. But yeah, I'd prefer nice straight ones. It's a little bit watery, and that's kind of what happens to your beer. But yeah, really, really nice. The bitterness is a bit strange because it's bitterness in a kind of light, kind of astringent way. Little bit watery as well. I have to say, of both versions, I much prefer the cask version. It is so much kind of more substance to it. I don't know if the actual the alcohol's probably the same. Um, but yeah, there's something a little bit kind of, I don't know. It's a bit lighter in the bottle. A lot more carbonated in the bottle, as you can probably tell. Um, and yeah, the cask version tastes a bit thicker, a little bit watery for me. And look, the head has almost totally gone, which is ridiculous. Oh, yeah, this is a nice beer. It really is. However, the bottle version, I think, probably not as good for me anyway as the cask version. But try it for yourself. See what you think. It's weird because it tastes so light. Um, and when you have the cask version, it tastes a bit more thick. It tastes a bit more creamy. Um, Maybe that's something to do with the cask or how they cask condition beers in general, as opposed to bottled beers. I would be very surprised if this was actually bottle conditioned with a small amount of yeast in the bottom. There is nothing to see. So I think this might be a kind of forced carbed version that they then put into bottles, which is a shame because you're losing out on that kind of substance that perhaps the yeast um, and the small amount of trub, that's the name, look it up if you don't believe me, that would be left in the bottle. But still a really nice beer. I think I'm going to stick to the cask though. Cheers and beers, guys. You guys enjoy whatever you're doing on this Tuesday evening. Come back and join me tomorrow. We'll be drinking more beer. It won't be another one of these. Not 100% sure what we'll get. Until then, guys, you take care of yourselves, take care of each other. Shum on from Uncle Jonah. Cheers.